On tap, Pinner Throwback IPA.
Better beer authority, better beer.
Hi, I'm Richard Hartogs, and this is your Better Beer Authority. Today's blind review features a new low ABV IPA from Oskar Blues Brewing Company, headquartered in Longmont, Colorado, with a new outpost in one of my former college towns of Brevard, North Carolina. This batch of Pinner Throwback IPA was brewed in North Carolina and clocks in at 4.9% ABV and 35 IBUs. While not a hop bomb, the panelists should get tastiness of tropical fruits, citrus juices, pineapple, and spice berry up front in the aroma and flavor. The biscuit and toasted bread should be on the back end. If any of the panelists actually says toasted bread, I'll shit myself. Let the blind taste test begin. Andrew, tell us about the aroma and the color of this beer.
Color is, crystal clear. I hold it up to the light and I can read through to the other side of the glass no issue at all. It's just a nice golden yellow, a deeper yellow than maybe a Kolsch or a standard lager. So there's a little bit of added color to it. You said the aroma as well?
Yes, specifically if you remember when I poured it to you earlier.
The aroma itself, it lends itself to kind of a citrusy note. We were talking about it earlier when you poured it, and it's citrusy to the style of maybe like lemon or grapefruit versus like a citrusy, almost like pineapple mango. It's not a tropical fruitiness. It's definitely more of a pungent, that pop you get from like a grapefruit bitterness. So it's pleasant though.
Okay, Brandon, why don't you break down the flavor profile for us?
I would definitely have to agree with Andrew. It's not incredibly hoppy. It has a little kind of lemon kind of flavor to it. No tropical fruits or anything. Maybe a little wheat in there as well to kind of cut through, or to kind of, make it a little more subtle and not fruity or anything like that. So, it's crisp, it's easy to drink, nothing too crazy, no explosive hops or anything to me. It's very, very smooth and kind of crisp though.
Okay, awesome. Mark?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. No, I do not want that updated app on there. What style is this beer, and what flavors are coming out for you? If they're different from what Brandon was saying.
Sure. I think he was spot on with a lot. The other things that I'm kind of picking up are this kind of a bready Pilsner malt quality, and it's a very clean fermentation. So I'm wondering if it's potentially lager yeast. The things that I was thinking about at first, there's thinking of beers that I've had along these lines. Potentially, Hop Ranch is a double IPA that's crystal clear like this. Victory's Hop Ranch has a lot of this kind of citrusy, herbal, earthy hop aroma. I think they use Azacca and Mosaic in that beer. But as I'm drinking more of it, I think it might be an IPL. Because I'm getting more of that kind of lager yeast, clean, crisp character. But if I had to put money on it, I'm going to go with an IPL.
Okay. Let's go with you, Andrew. Guess the ABV in the IBUs and tell us your rating and why.
Okay. Rating on this, I'm going to give it an 8. I think it's really nice. I didn't even think about it before, but what Mark was saying, being an India Pale Lager, I can definitely see that myself if that's the case. Guessing on the IBUs and ABV, damn. ABV-wise, I'm going to say this is probably in the 6% range. And IBUs, I'm going to say maybe somewhere like 50 to 60, somewhere around there. I mean, it's not overly hoppy, but it's a nice, pleasant, and I don't want to say balanced, because it's definitely not balanced, but that crisp, clean, flavor from it, that and the types of hops that they're using, it definitely lends itself to just a more, not in your face, type of hop experience.
Okay. So you said 8
Mhm.
is the rating. Brandon, what do you like and don't like about this beer, and summarize it with your rating?
I was torn between probably a 6 and a 7, but I think I'm gonna go with a 6 on this. It's not a bad flavor. It's easy to drink, which is good. But in terms of the flavor, it's just kind of not all the way there for me. I do, now that you mentioned it, something more along the lines of an IPL might fit the beer a little better. Now that I think about it, I think at first when I smelled the hops on the nose, it kind of just, I automatically assumed it was an IPA. But now it's all the flavors of a more robust IPA are just kind of not there, and so it's crisp, it's clean, but in terms of overall flavor, it's kind of falls a little short for me.
Okay. Mark, I told you I was going to throw you a curveball of a question. And so this is an IPA.
Okay.
Wrong. Everyone's jumping off the cliff of IPLs. Let's see what it sounds like.
We jumped on the bandwagon off the cliff.
But knowing what the beer is, I could kind of get what you're saying. I just don't think the sweetness is there for IPL.
Sure.
But, so my question is, after the reveal, this will become more relevant. How fresh do you think this is? When do you think this was packaged? And give me a rating on why.
Okay. This tastes, to me, it tastes pretty fresh, just because I'm getting a lot of the hop aromatics. And if anything dissipates quickly, it's going to be the hop aromatics, a little bit usually before the flavors disappear. So the minute we got the pour downstairs, we all commented on the hop aromatics, the citrus, grapefruit, tangerine characters, that lemon as well. So I would say this is probably within a month, if I had to guess. In terms of rating, I'm going to give it an 8. It has, a very clean, pleasant profile, something I would drink again, recommend to somebody. But it just doesn't kind of smack me with that, hop forward, aggressive flavors that I usually prefer. I definitely I'm a victim of the lupulin shift that we've probably all heard about, where it's a beer like this is not going to be something that's taking you to a 10, for example.
Right. I agree with that. Any quick guesses before I lift up the box?
Now I know it's an IPA. I'm going to go Hop Ranch.
Yeah, he said that, and I kind of tended to agree, but I couldn't think of anything else different that would lend me to think it's a different type of beer.
Brad, want to shot in the dark here?
I have no clue.
All right,
I have no clue.
Probably the best answer out of all three. Here we go, guys.
Perpetual.
It's the new Pinner Throwback IPA from Oskar Blues.
Oh, cool.
Headquartered in Longmont, Colorado. And this was brewed at their newer facility in Brevard, North Carolina.
Canned on the 24th.
So that's not, it's canned 11 days ago.
Damn. Okay, this is brewed in North Carolina.
Right, so this was what I was getting at, was it's an 11-day-old beer, and I bought it yesterday, so I bought it at 10 days out.
Oh, damn.
Now, one of my questions for you guys is, one of the things with a lot of the bigger breweries out west, Lagunitas is now open, Chicago, Sierra Nevada is opening, down in North Carolina?
Asheville, yeah.
In Asheville. Oskar Blues opened in Brevard, which is my old college town for a year, which is about 40 minutes away from Asheville. And wasn't there someone else opening?
Well, there's down in Asheville.
I know White Labs is opening.
Yeah.
Well, no, down in Nashville, I think there was both.
New Belgium.
New Belgium and Sierra Nevada are in Nashville.
So my question, when I asked about the canning date, was, are we used to seeing beers this fresh, like IPAs and such, from breweries out west? Does that make any sense to you?
It does seem to take a little bit longer to get a fresher beer, because I just, about a week or two ago, I went to one of the stores and I wanted to send a buddy of mine out in Minnesota some Firestone Walker, and I was thrilled to death that I got Firestone Double Jack that was just a month old. I thought I just kind of hit the jackpot on that. So to have something like this that's brewed on the East Coast makes it a lot easier for us to get it, and makes it a lot, gives us the opportunity to have it fresher.
Right.
I'm all for it.
Like when we did the Wookiee Jack, that was like 17 days, and I was dumbfounded because it takes almost 6 weeks usually to get the Firestone Walker stuff.
You got Willy Wonka's golden ticket,
So,
basically.
and I know for some people who may be watching, I don't know if this is brewed in the Longmont, Colorado one, but on the cans it does say Brevard, North Carolina. So I don't know if
I would imagine that
Colorado
means
one has their own. So give me your final thoughts, Mark.
I'm first curious what they mean by throwback IPA. Do they mean the
let
hops that
me
you're
let
using?
me backtrack. It's 4.9%.
Okay.
So it's basically a session IPA without saying it's maybe that's a throwback. Just throw these back. It's only
Oh, okay. Throwback. All right.
yeah.
All right. I was thinking
That's
like
my
an old
guess.
school,
old school IPA.
Information on their website. It's a little.
Yeah.
They give you some descriptives of what you should be getting. That's
Okay.
about it. And it's 35 IBU.
Oh, okay. So I was even higher.
Did they say anything about the hops that they use?
No, they told me what you should get in the aroma and the flavoring. If you want me to tell you that real quick, so it says that you should be getting tasting notes of tropical fruit, citrus juices, pineapple, which someone said they didn't think so, spice berry, up front. Those flavors up front on the aroma, and then biscuit and toasted bread on the back end. That's their description. I don't get the pineapple either,
No,
like they said.
Like I said, the tropical fruit that you get out of this is definitely not a like you said, pineapple mango. It's more of a, tangerine, grapefruit kind of citrusy. And it's not. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just it's and for 4.9 and God, like I said, it is crystal clear. I could have thought this was like some sneaking shock top IPA or something because it looks so heavily like filtered and clean that it kind of leads you to believe it's something else.
So I think compared to like Stone's Go-To, I would much rather drink this beer. I don't get that like watery mouthfeel that I get in Go-To. Right. And like for a session IPA, this is great.
Yeah, I like this. I had it on tap actually before this one was canned. I had it in taps somewhere in town, and I remember thinking, wow, I was getting this good tropical hoppy flavors, but I also got a cotton candy aspect to it, which I'm not getting as much here. So let me finish with Brandon. You gave this 2 points lower than everyone else, and probably because you want more out of your IPAs, maybe. I'm just assuming, but expound on that if I'm right or wrong.
I guess in terms of flavor, like I said, it was really easy to drink, and so it's 4.9%. You said so. It is kind of like a session IPA, and so, but I don't know. I guess I just kind of. It was a little. It was crisp, but it was, I don't want to say bland in the flavor to me, but yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of it's kind of tough to describe, but
I think I know what you're saying.
Well, you can tell that Mark and I like it more than and hold up your glasses. There we go. You can tell who likes it more than the others.
I mean, the flavors aren't like sometimes with a really good beer, like a beer that you really like. The flavors just linger and you kind of cherish that for a while, and maybe you're not getting what you like out of it. It's not lingering as much. Maybe that's what I get out of this. Anyway.
Yeah, it's kind of like once I kind of take a sip, it's kind of that's kind of it. Like there's just not much. Yeah, like you said, there's not much that lingers. It's just kind of.
Cool.
But it's a 4.9 kind of session IPA. It's where it's kind of. I guess it's not supposed to be, like some big like double IPA or anything like that. So it's kind of a. So it's definitely not bad. You could definitely pound several of these back in one sitting easily.
Just throw them back.
But,
as it says, I'd be kind of curious between like this and Dale's Pale Ale, because like canned beers are great for like outdoors camping kind of trips, and you want something that you can go out and grab. I know David, Dr. Choops, he's gone on camping trips in the past and gotten 12 packs of Dale's. You could easily grab this as well, and still just have a good weekend with this beer.
Dale's was one of the first craft beer canned. I think the only similarities between Dale's and this is the brewing company.
Yeah,
It's very different beer.
It is.
Right, cool. Oskar Blues Pinner Throwback IPA gets a 7.3 on the BBA scale. Have you had this beer before? If so, have you had the Brevard, North Carolina version, or if there's a version made in Longmont, Colorado? Let us know in the comment section what you think of this beer. I'm Richard Hartogs, and this is the Better Beer Authority.
Better Beer Authority. Better Beer Authority.